Mariam and I'm a sophomore in Columbia College.
Columbia College. What year are you in currently?
Second year.
Second year. And where were you raised?
I was born in New York City. I moved back to Egypt with my family when I was a few months old, and I came back here when I was 6 years old.
6 years old. Okay. And where do you live at the moment? Like, where's your family?
We live in Astoria, Queens.
Queens. Okay, cool. Talk about your upbringing, your social class, income. Where do you live? Apartment, house, shack? Anyway.
Got it. My family and I, we've always lived in apartments. We moved a couple of times since I was like younger. We got here, we lived in one area, and then like we actually, when we first got here, like my dad actually used to work here for a while, and he would just like send money back to Egypt when we were living there. And then afterwards we moved here, and we moved into a one-bedroom apartment with him, just kind of like a tight living space. And eventually now we live in like a two-bedroom apartment, but I do have 3 other sisters, and it's my parents. So yeah, we're like low income. It's not something that I really recognized until I was applying for college actually.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Which high school did you go to?
I went to the Young Women's Leadership School of Astoria in Queens.
So that's a public or?
Yeah, it's a public all-girls school, but I attended from 6th to 12th grade.
And the students that attended there, were they lower income, middle class?
So most students when I was there were low income, and mostly students that are Black, Hispanic, Arab, and South Asian students. We didn't really have Asian or white students. I think I was in my grade, there were around 80 kids. There were only 2 white girls, and they were twin sisters, so yeah.
So there was like a 2-for-1 deal.
Yeah.
Okay. And how did you feel when you first came onto this campus? What was your first reaction?
I think during ASP, like the summer program that we did before I got officially here, it was like pretty okay. Like I didn't really realize like the disparities that existed, and like I didn't realize that I was different than the majority of students here, because most other students like shared similar backgrounds to me, whether they were minorities or low-income students, or first-gen students. So yeah, I think I like got pretty acclimated to it, but then like when I got here on campus, like I realized like there's like a big difference between me and other students, and like even like within realizing that my family didn't have much money when I was applying for college, like being on campus and just like seeing people and how they acted, and I don't know, it was just like, oh, like this is like the difference, like it's not this small thing, it is a big like huge difference.
Okay. And have you ever felt like you were ever treated differently, either by students or faculty, like an experience or just overall recurring like incident you see?
I don't know. I've had like certain situations with people. Like one of the first ones was actually freshman year. I think it was like I came back here like a day before break ended or something, and I went out to eat, just get pizza with like some of my floor mates, and they invited one of their friends who was like, I think he was from Greece or something, I'm not sure. And anyway, he just, I don't know why he thought it was a good idea. He started talking about like Islam, like as religion, and I guess like, you know, I don't know, he thought it would be funny to say something that like, he said this thing which is like, he started joking about it, that a man when he goes to heaven in Islam gets like 72 virgins, which I thought was like, I'd never heard that in my whole life, and I'm like, I've been raised with this religion, so I think I know, you know, what's in it. So I'm like, no, I don't think that's a real thing. And he's like, so he just keeps joking about it, like, how are you gonna like use these virgins, like how long, like you don't want to use them all at once, so like should you do one every week? It was just like the most disgusting conversation I've ever been a part of, and I kept telling him that until one of his friends searched up and was like, oh yeah, it's a myth that people just say or whatever. And until then he believed it. Like he didn't believe it coming out of my mouth, and he questioned my religion in front of me, and I was just like completely disrespected in that moment. And yeah, those are just one of those circumstances. But I also think in like other situations, like last year, there were like protests against like the group on campus called like the College Republicans, and they brought like an Islamophobic speaker. Who's also just like this really right-wing guy from like Britain, yeah. And so there were like protests against it, and like I came back to my floor that day, and I was like talking to people, and this girl was like, I don't see like why people should protest against it, like whatever, like if you don't agree with his views, like it's fine, like there's no reason for all of this. And I was like, this is something that's actually harmful to a lot of people, and like he's actively like called and like disrespectful people from like this religion and other minorities. Like people have a right to stand up for that and like stand up for what they believe. And these are the kind of circumstances where I see that. And I also see that sometimes people may not want to engage with me in those topics because like, you know, yeah. And they know that like I'm very like I feel like even if they harbor different opinions, like they won't really like bring it up.
I'm gonna go off topic. Are you very religious? Like, are you very in touch with your religion?
It's a hard one. I think I've grown up in a home where like my mom is like very religious, and so like growing up, like religion was like a big part of like you know, my childhood upbringing. In college, I don't know. It's like interesting because like once you're in college, like you have to figure out if you're gonna follow religion. It has to be like for you because you're now actively making this choice.
Yeah.
And so in that sense, like I think the first semester I kind of like took a step back because like you know, it's always been like just something that whether it's not like forced on me, like it's just there and like it has to be done.
I mean, you're under your parents' house. It's something that you always knew.
Yeah, exactly. So I think like I took a step back from it, but then like spring semester when I came in, like I just felt like a big part of like my life was like missing, and so like I kind of reconnected with my religion in that sense, and I just started attending more like services and like hanging out with people that like are also of Muslim like faith and background, and like I found people that like I really meshed with and like that because I think within religion there's a whole like spectrum, you know, and like some people are more and different, you know, So I think finding people that like kind of had like the characteristics that I was looking for and like believed in the same way I did like really helped me. And yeah, so I feel connected to it, maybe in a different sense than my mom would, you know, say or like consider herself religious. I don't know if I call it religious, but I guess.
I'm very curious because I wasn't raised with too many Muslims around me. I do have a few Egyptian and Pakistani friends, and I do have a friend Pakistani. She is Muslim, but she's not as religious. She does partake in. I mean, she doesn't pray every day, but she does partake in the like holidays and celebrations. And she doesn't wrap her hair. Did you ever used to cover your hair, or is it something that you did as a like your mom enforced, or like you?
So no. Okay, so my story of wearing a hijab was basically the summer after 4th grade. I went to Egypt with my family, and just going to Egypt and just seeing like the women in my family and just like seeing the women in society and how like they chose to like wear the hijab and like I don't know, it just like really connected me with it, and I thought it was like really beautiful.
Yeah.
And like I don't even remember like having like this like, you know, like I'm gonna wear it. It's just like I literally walked up to my mom on the first day of school and I was like, I want to wear the hijab. And my mom was just like, because I never talked to her about it before, so she was just like, are you sure? And I was like, and so I just wore it, and from that day on I wore it. Whereas like my sisters, like they wore it later on. But I don't know, I think that summer was like a transformative experience for me in a sense. And like wearing it in 4th grade, you know, like not a lot of people maybe, you know, like wear it around you. But also like the rules like weren't as strict, like, you know, wasn't like, I didn't also have to be like that modest because I was like young, like, you know, like my mom would be like, you can wear a skirt and like wear the hijab, like it's like whatever, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah. But I think like yeah, like, I don't know. Then like it becomes like, you know, like modesty becomes a part of it as like you grow up, I think. And like coming to college, it has like been something that like I've thought about a lot. I would say, like, I don't know. I had like instances like last year in freshman, like my first semester, like I thought about taking it off, and like there's just like some instances sometimes where like I do think about it, and like why am I wearing it? And, like I have to like remind myself like the reasons, because sometimes like it does get difficult, and it does get difficult to like always be visibly Muslim and like always have that, like, whether or not like people say it, like people do have biases and judgments about Muslims, and like if you are always visibly Muslim, like I don't know, they probably do think things about you. And I think that was apparent to me that literally like the first week, orientation week, because I was like at a party with like the rest of my friends, and this kid that I did not know at all, like I just knew him through like the group chat that we all had like before coming here, and he literally comes up to me in the party. I've never spoken to him like in real life, and he was like, "Oh, I didn't know that you partied, Mariam." And I was like, "Well, you don't know me, so like how would you know that?" Like, but because I wore the hijab, I'm like, oh, it's like this Muslim. Like,
yeah, that's the only reason why I wanted to mention the hijab, just because it's kind of like a dead giveaway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And people react differently towards it. Growing up for me, because everyone was freaking from everywhere in the world, it wasn't big. Like someone was wearing hijab, someone was Muslim, okay. But especially in the New York City area, 9/11 was too long ago, but there are people, extremists, that do go against like Islam. And you wearing the hijab is kind of like a statement for them. So that must be hard, just wearing it, not only in the city, but in the school, because it sets you apart. I don't see is there a lot of Muslim people? I think I've only seen two.
There's like, honestly, last year I didn't feel like there were that many, but this year there's like, I think they've accepted more, like at least hijabis.
Mm-hmm.
But still, like we're probably not a large like population.
Mm-hmm. So that's the only reason why I mentioned the hijab, because I know like wearing it in public is like kind of, it's a statement, you know.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, shouldn't be, but
it is.
it's like the color of your skin. You're black. Damn, I mean you're black.
Yeah.
So it's like, next question is, did you ever feel different from everyone? Like when you're in class, when you're talking to a professor of a different race, did you ever feel a difference? Whether that be in the education, the income,